Listen to what this homeless man has to say about someone who helped him.
That little boy, I love him. He means a hell of a lot to me. A hell of a lot. Because anybody try to hurt that boy, they gotta walk through me first. That's the truth.
He's talking about one of these three young men. Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Trevor Farrell.
Number two.
My name is Trevor Farrell.
Number three.
My name is Trevor Farrell.
Only one of these people is the real Trevor Farrell, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. Now let's meet our panel. Actor and raconteur Orson Bean. The Emmy Award-winning co-star of Golden Girls, Betty White. Film and television producer David Niven Jr. And temporarily unable to make her usual grand entrance, our very own Kitty Carlisle. Here's the host of To Tell the Truth, Lynn Swann.
We are back together once again. It's always a pleasure. Let's get right to the story presented by our first team of challengers, all three of whom claim to be Trevor Farrell. And here is his story. Please read along with me. I, Trevor Farrell, have served 250,000 meals to street people. It all started when I was 11. My father and I left our suburban home and drove downtown, where I gave a blanket to a man sleeping on the street. We returned every night after that, giving coffee and donuts to our homeless friends. Now we operate Trevor's Place for the homeless. Tomorrow, Thanksgiving, we will serve 500 dinners to our friends in the street. Remember, when you give someone a blanket, you give them more of the warmth for one night. You give them hope for a lifetime. Signed, Trevor Farrell. We'll find out more about this helping hand right after this. Okay, panel, these three people all claim to be Trevor Farrell, who serves meals to the homeless. Now, let's start the questioning with Kitty.
Thank you. Number one, this is an extraordinary thing you do. Do you need donations of money?
Yeah, that's our full support is donations.
And where does one send, number two, where does one send money to?
They can send it to our headquarters.
Where's that?
It's in Philadelphia.
And number three, when you drove downtown that first time, how did you happen to have a blanket with you?
Well, what happened was that day I had seen a news clip of homeless people, and I asked my dad whether or not people really lived like that on the streets of Oakland. And we went down, and I brought the blanket for the homeless person.
And number one, where do you live?
Chicago. I live in Oak Park, which is a suburb of Chicago, Illinois.
And number two...
Thank you. David?
Thank you. Number one, who actually cooks these 250,000 meals? Or...
We have volunteers that cook the meals, and some people bring in food that's pre-cooked and donate it.
Number two, are you going to give us your address or where we send the money if any of the viewers would like to do so?
Yeah, I can give it.
Number three, what are you going to do next? Are you going to keep doing this, or do you have another long-term goal?
Well, as of right now, I'm just going one day at a time. Tomorrow morning, I probably will get up and help the homeless, and the next day I will, but I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I know I'll always have a special heart for the homeless.
Okay, number one, what do you do about schooling?
Time's up. Betty White.
Number one, how many volunteers work on this program?
We have over 1,700 volunteers on standby, and so many work a night.
Number three, about how many a night, in a given night?
We usually have 4 to 5 staff who operate Trevor's Place.
Number two, how do you keep your food hot?
We have little warming containers in the back of the vehicles.
Number one, are those vehicles sponsored?
What's the,
Are those
they're donated, yes.
They're donated,
yes.
And I see. Thank you.
Let's move down the line to Orson Bean.
Yeah, I have a friend here in L.A., Joe McDermott, who makes hundreds and hundreds of sandwiches a day and corrals the rest of us. Number three, Trevor's Place. Now, what actually is Trevor's Place? Is it vehicles or is it a storefront? What is it?
No, Trevor's Place basically is a house or an apartment building per se.
Yeah. Number one, tomorrow, will you be serving turkey dinner with all the fixings, or what?
We sure will.
Yeah, and do you ever get any rich people that sneak in just for a free turkey?
No.
Yeah, to hell with them. Let the rich people live there. All right, number two.
But you can donate one, Orson.
I'll pay a turkey.
Your time is up, panel. Time to vote for either number 1, number 2, or number 3. Our team of challengers will receive $500 for each incorrect vote with a guarantee of $1,000. And if our panel is completely fooled, the team will receive $3,000. So, panel, if you're ready to cast your ballot, Kitty, for whom did you vote?
Well, I think they're wonderful. You're all to be congratulated, but I voted for number 1. I thought he had the most information and was really on the ball.
On the ball. David.
Well, believe it or not, I finally have agreed with Kitty. And I'm going to agree with number 1 because he also has a sort of face that would do this sort of wonderful deed.
Okay. Betty?
My first impression was that it was number 3, except that when they were telling the story and they were still up on the steps, he made just a little facial reaction, which I thought was done to fool us. And I wasn't going to be... Besides, I was born in Oak Park, so I had to go with number 1.
Oh, number 1 has 3 votes so far. Orson?
I voted for number 3. He said one day at a time he's going to keep doing this, kind of a spiritual thing to say, and he looks like he could do a lot of people a lot of good.
Well, this panel's vote is weighted heavily on number 1. Number 1, you have 3 votes. The confidence of this panel. Number 2, you didn't get a single vote. And number 3, you have 1 vote. Well, folks, it's time to find out who the real Good Samaritan is. Will the real Trevor Farrell please stand up? Number 2. So, Trevor, we'll get right back to you. Let's find out who your imposters are. Number 1, your name, and what do you do?
My name is Jesse Harper, and I put together books for a publishing firm.
Terrific. Number 3, your name, and what do you do?
My name is Jeff Jones, and I'm a teller at Bank of America in Newbury Park.
Well, wonderful. Well, you have stumped our illustrious panel. That means you will take home $3,000. What a great group to give it to. I think there are more turkeys in the offing here. All right. Now, Trevor, you've been doing this for how long now?
Since I was 11.
Since you're 11. If you can, do you have one story that you can recant, a short one, about these deeds?
Well, there's so many stories to tell. There's one fellow that you saw in the clip, Chico, who was one of my favorite homeless people. And sadly enough, he died 3 weeks ago. So.
Oh, we're sorry to hear that. Well, I'm sure his life was made much better by your efforts and what your entire family has done. You did a terrific job. If you'd like to know more about Trevor's story, look for his book entitled Trevor's Place. All of the proceeds do go to the homeless. Thank you very much for being here and playing on To Tell the Truth. We'll be back with a man who flies the Goodyear blimp right after this. We're back with To Tell the Truth. Let's meet our next team of challengers.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Nick Nicolari.
Number 2.
My name is Nick Nicolari.
Number 3.
My name is Nick Nicolari.
And it's up to you once again, panel, to locate the real Nick Nicolari. And here is his story. Please read along with me. I, Nick Nicolari, am the chief pilot of the Goodyear blimp Columbia. I have flown the giant airship for 23 years. The first Goodyear blimp, the Pilgrim, was built in 1925. I work in a tiny gondola that hangs below a giant balloon filled with 200,000 cubic feet of helium. It takes a dozen men to lift the blimp off the ground in preparation for takeoff. It costs $1,000 an hour to keep the big ship up in the air. The blimps are used to televise 100 major sports events each year, such as golf tournaments, the Super Bowl, and the World Series. Since 1925, the 4 Goodyear blimps have traveled an incredible 26 million miles. Signed, Nick Nicolari. Orson, you get to fly first with the questions.
Bless you, lad. What a thrill to meet you, whoever you are. I would want to be the chief pilot of the Goodyear blimp if I weren't whatever the hell I am. Number 3, what about the incident recently where a remote-controlled little toy airplane was driven into your blimp and put a hole in it and you had to make an emergency landing? Were you flying the blimp when that happened?
Yes, sir, I was.
Wow, that's a nasty story, isn't it? Did they catch the guy?
Yes, they did.
Number 1, what kind of fuel did the Hindenburg use? Another blimp, not unlike yours?
The Hindenburg had hydrogen.
And what's the difference between the helium you use and the hydrogen?
Hydrogen will burn and helium will not burn.
Yes, as they found out in the Hindenburg. Number 2, what's the most dangerous time you ever had up there? Did you ever get caught in a real downdraft or storm or anything?
We've been in a number of winds, but the kind that you'd have when you'd have a whirlwind.
Yeah? What do you have to do to get a ride in one of your blimps with you?
Well, it's usually be a customer of Goodyear people.
Yeah? Well, I'll buy a tire if I can get up there.
A big customer, a very big customer. Betty.
Number 2, this story fascinated me. How big was the model airplane that went into you?
It had a wingspan of about 6 feet.
And number 1, how much damage did it do?
It tore a small hole in the right side of the airship.
Number 3, when it tore that small hole, did it hurt the integrity of the overall craft?
Yes, we started losing helium immediately.
Number 2, were you able to come in for an immediate landing?
Yes, we were on the downwind, so we were only about 1,000 feet off the ground and at the landing base.
Were you scared?
A little.
Got your attention.
Okay, David.
As a matter of interest, number 1, how long does it take to inflate?
Approximately 8 or 9 hours.
Number 2, how tiny is the tiny gondola that is described that you have to sit in?
You might compare it to the size of a car. 6 people ride in it plus the pilot.
All right. Number 3, how fast does this go?
About 36 miles an hour.
And number 1, what is the longest distance you've gone on a full tank of helium?
Approximately 500 miles.
Kitty.
And number 2, where do you fly your Goodyear blimp?
I operate out of the Carson base here in Southern California.
And number 3, where do you fly yours?
Out of the Carson base.
Number 2, could you hitch a ride?
Could you hitch a ride
Yeah.
or me?
Could I hitch a ride?
Oh, yes.
I could.
Kitty could, yeah.
And number
Are
3,
you flirting?
Well, you never know. Number 3, could you rent it for a party?
No, you would have to be a customer of Goodyear.
And number 2,
That means your time is up. And panel, it's time for you to vote for either number 1, number 2, or number 3. Orson, for whom did you
The people
vote?
who briefed the liars did a wonderful job because there's 2 great liars up there. I hope it's number 2. I didn't vote for number 3 because he doesn't have his uniform buttoned because it belongs to number 2.
Betty.
Well, right from the time they were on the stairs, the other 2 were very serious, but that beautiful smile on number 2, and I think anybody who spent 23 years that near a big thing of helium would be still smiling on number 2.
It holds a balloon. He doesn't suck the helium out of the balloon. David.
I think that number 1 looks like a pilot. Number 2 is dressed like a pilot, so I think they've done this specifically to try to fool us here. And number 2 looks like he's the right size to fit into that little itty-bitty section.
He's the right size to fit into the small space. Okay, I can go with that. David? Kitty?
Gosh, number 3 gave great answers, and number 1 does look like a pilot. But number 2 laughed when number 1 said it took 8 or 9 hours to fill the thing, and I don't know how long it takes, but I voted for number 2.
It's a clean sweep, folks. Recap is easy. 1 and 3, no votes. Number 2, you have them all. Well, it's time to find out who the real Goodyear guy is. Will the real Nick Nicolari please stand up? Let me ask you this question, especially since I'm familiar with the Super Bowl. Used to be there was only one blimp up there and not a whole lot of things going on in the sky. What's it like now? You have the Super Bowl, there's 2 or 3 different blimps, there are small planes flying around. It's a little hectic, a little scary up there these days?
Well, from the ground, it probably looks that way, but the FAA regulates it pretty tightly. I mean, every aircraft that flies over the Super Bowl or any major sporting event has a regulated altitude that they're at. So it really isn't as bad as it appears.
So, and during most Super Bowls, you control that airspace right above the stadium?
True.
Terrific. Let's find out who your imposters are. Number 1, number 2, your name, and what do you do?
My name is Bob Fuller, and I'm a building contractor.
And he must be building a lot because he's smiling an awful lot. Number 3, your name, and what do you do?
My name is Aaron Wayne, and I'm a customs broker.
A customs broker? Uh-oh. You sell the things you confiscate? Is that what you do? No. What, do you?
No, I just do the paperwork.
You just do the paperwork. Okay, listen. A clean sweep, that means your team wins $3,000. Congratulations, and thank you for being here on To Tell the Truth. We'll be right back to play one-on-one with someone from our studio audience in a moment. Now it's time to play one-on-one with someone in our studio audience. So, Burton, who do you have for us today?
Well, Lynn, today we have Tom Gainey from West Columbia, South Carolina.
Tom, welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
Good to have you here.
Great to be here.
Here's your chance to pick up some extra spending money on what may be a little vacation for you out here to play one-on-one. I want you to meet a man who has two stories. His name is Arthur Benjamin. Welcome, Arthur. Now, Tom, Arthur is going to tell you two stories, only one of which is the truth. If you can spot that true story, you'll win that $500. So, Arthur, what's your first story?
I am a human calculator. I can multiply numbers in my head faster than most people can do it on a calculator.
Now, Tom, that may or may not be the truth, so listen to Arthur's second story.
I drive a hearse. I conduct grave-line tours. We visit the graves of celebrities.
All right, panel. To help Tom win $500, you'll ask one question about each story, and we're going to start with the calculator story. But remember, panel, you cannot ask a question about calculating, you can't ask him to calculate numbers because that's a demonstration, okay? Kitty?
When did you discover you had this talent?
Well, I started doing very small problems when I was very small, and my problems grew as I did.
David?
Is it easier to multiply or divide?
Multiplication.
Betty?
What kind of grades, math grades, did you get in school?
I did very well.
Yeah.
Orson?
Does this help you to cheat at cards?
I probably shouldn't comment on that.
All right.
Now, Tom, you've heard the first story. Now, the second story, Graveline Tours.
What do you do for fun?
I love giving tours myself. It gives me a thrill each time I do it.
David?
What does it cost to go on this tour?
$30.
Betty?
What's the most popular fun grave you visit, according to your clientele?
Everyone loves to see Marilyn Monroe.
I'll bet. Her grave, too.
Orson?
And where might one go to see Marilyn's grave?
In the Westwood Cemetery. It's a private plot.
Now, Tom, you've heard the cross-examination. Is Arthur the human calculator, or does he conduct Graveline tours?
Lynn, you seem to be a little more excited about talking about the graveside tour, so I would think he was the graveside tour director.
Okay. Arthur, what is your true story?
To tell the truth, I am the human calculator.
I'm sorry, Tom. You have the wrong answer, but you do get a lovely gift. And because you stumped Tom, Arthur, you'll receive $1,000. Now, Arthur is going to prove his expertise in multiplying some numbers. I've got a little calculator right here with me. And, Arthur, tell us what you're going to do.
Okay, Burton, if you'd have somebody give us a pair of two-digit numbers, please, we'll get this started.
I'd be happy to. We'll start right here. Would you stand up, please? And how about two two-digit numbers?
2485.
Multiply 24 times 85, Lynn. Make sure you get 2,040 or your calculator's not working.
That's it. That's
2,040,
My
good.
printer didn't work as well.
Now, Lynn, I noticed that took you a little bit of time to get your answer. I will give you a shortcut for multiplying even faster on the calculator. There's something called the square of a number, which is taking a number and multiplying it by itself. For instance, the square of 5 is 25. Now, to square on your calculator, Lynn, all you have to do is enter the number, then hit times, and then equals, and that'll give you the square. Okay. What I will try and do now is to square numbers in my head faster than Lynn can do on the calculator, even using the shortcut method. Burton, if you'd have somebody start us off with a two-digit number.
One two-digit number?
Yeah.
Okay, sir, would you stand, please? And how about a two-digit number?
47.
47 is 2,209.
How much is that?
2,209.
Oh, yeah.
Let's try a three-digit number. Burton, how about a three-digit number?
Okay, would you stand, please? And a three-digit number?
452.
452 is 204,304.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Let me take a chance and try a four-digit number now.
A four-digit
number?
number?
Though I probably
How about
won't
you,
beat
sir?
the calculator on this.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Before you do the number, talk us through what you're doing. Talk out loud for us so we understand how your mind is thinking.
All right, I'll do that, but let me say, you might hear some words creep up into the calculation. Now, I don't want you to think this is something out of Rain Man. This is a mnemonic device, a memory aid that I use to convert numbers into words, which makes the process a little bit easier. Anyway, I'll think out loud as I do this problem. Go ahead.
A 4-digit number.
5238.
All right, 5238, that's 5 times 5, 4, 7, 6 is 27 million. Movies, 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 movies. Now the original problem was, what was it,
5238.
5238, okay, movies, movies. Now I had 238 squares, 55,200 plus 1,444 is 56,644. Add that to movies, 436,644. Good.
Amazing. Amazing. Arthur, would you do me a favor?
Sure.
Would you help me with my income tax?
I don't do any juggling.
Okay. Sorry about that, Ted. Thank you very much for being here. We'll be right back after this. For being there, being here. Thank you for being with us here on To Tell the Truth this morning. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you next time. Bye.
This is Burton Richards.
Behold the day with GSN's Daily Affirmations.
Let the games begin.
Weekdays from 9 to 3. Only on GSN.